Hello chicas, so today I'm just making a really fast video, maybe like 5 minutes, but I'm showing you guys how to make clay out of flour, salt, and olive oil. And this is the one, I actually found that using coarse kosher salt, like this one, worked much better, because this one is made out of sea salt, and it's really grainy, and this one is made out of the kosher coarse salt, and it is super soft. So yeah, let's get on with how to make it. So I'll show you guys one more time how I made this. I just put 1 little scoop of flour in there, and I'm gonna put a half of a scoop into this little spoon. Come on, work with me, salt. But you don't want to put too much like that. You don't want to put too much salt like I just did, and because then it'll be like way too grainy, and it'll turn out to be really gross. And then I also use this spoon for measuring water. So let me get a little bit of water right here. And this is a whole spoonful of water. And what I realized is that you need quite a bit of water for this to work. And then a little bit of olive oil to make it softer. So then I'm just stirring it up so that it's nice. And I never get it on the first try, because it's like you have to play with the ingredients a little bit. Like, if it's too grainy, then I like to add more olive oil, because olive oil is what makes it nice and stretchy and soft, not the water. The water is just a little side thing to help it pull through a little better. But if you feel like a bunch of bumps in there, then add a little bit more flour, because that's a lot of salt in there. And then just play with it a little bit. And then I like to add a little bit more water to make it nice and soft and stretchy. Olive oil. Did I say water? I don't know. But just nice and soft. Make it nice and soft like this. And it's already feeling much better. But I can still feel a little bit of that graininess in there, so I'm just going to add a little bit more flour. And just play with it a little bit, because like the ingredients won't always be like perfect, but you just play with it a little bit, because like that's what I've been doing with this, just experimenting. So alright guys, so here is an example of what not to do. Don't try to make a big thing of it at a time, because this is like all weird and clumpy and it's gross. So don't do this. This is going in the trash. So I tried to remake a batch, and this is how it came out. So do little bits at a time. It works so much better. After about 5 batches of this clay stuff, this is how much I have, and I mixed all my clay batches together, because it works so much better if you have it in little sections. And then I added some olive oil, and you want to keep this inside of a plastic bag. And then next I'm going to show you guys how to color this stuff. Alright guys, so I just got done coloring this, and as you can see, my hands also got colored a little bit. I used acrylic paint to color this, and it didn't really change the consistency at all. But yeah, I'm going to show you how to do it. So I'm just taking take a piece of clay and your color. You said I could do one. You take a piece of clay, doesn't matter what size, and then you put a good amount of acrylic paint on there. This will get your hands kind of messy, so what you want to do first to get it kind of mixed is stretch it out like this, so that you can spread the paint a little bit without it getting all over your hands. So now I'm just going to start rolling it up. You want to do it really fast when you do it, so that most of the paint doesn't get all over your hands. But this is a really dark color, so that's what happened to my hands. Luckily, this is easily washable, so yeah. This is a nice blue, actually. I'm surprised. Okay. So, I actually wanted a little bit more blue. And so, just keep on putting more color in until the desired color is reached. And then if you got it too dark, then you could just add some more of the uncolored clay. So that's why it's important to color little sections at a time. So now I'm going to do another color, just to show you guys. So now I'm going to be doing a light blue. Here, screw this on all of you. I'm taking a little piece of clay from my bag that I had it in, and you want to make sure that it's always out of like circulating air, so it's always airtight, or else it'll just dry out. Oh yeah, okay, it's kind of hard to unscrew this. This is going to be, I think this is going to be like a grayish, bluish one. So I'll be back when I have all my things. Okay, so these are the final colors. They actually came out pretty good. So what I'm doing to store them is rolling them up in a ball. A pretty nice ball, like this. And then putting them in a little bag. Like this. And then, if I, can I roll the red one? Sure. 2 of these were touching, and they didn't mix colors at all. So these are kind of hard to mix together if you're trying to do that. So just be aware. So yeah, so then I'm just gonna store them inside of my fridge to keep them nice and soft and solid, so that they don't mix together. And that's pretty much all you guys need to do. Okay. And so you might need to add some more olive oil to it when you play with it or when you're using it, because it does kind of get a little dry when you leave it out for too long. This is really big. Yeah. The red is the biggest one since we did that one last. And it's really soft. Yeah. And it's the easiest one to squish. The trick of how I did that was I had my sister continuously playing with the clay the whole time while I was coloring the other ones, so that it would still stay soft. And this is what happened to my other clay. It's like dried up Play-Doh. It's like tearing really bad. This has been sitting out for at least 45 minutes, and I mean it's still bendable. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in the fridge, and that's basically all you guys have to do to make this clay. It's completely edible and completely non-toxic. It's non-toxic and completely edible, but it's not recommended for eating because it's just flour, salt, and olive oil and water. So it tastes really gross if you were to eat it. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. If you'd like to see more, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye! So the only way to make these hard, what I found out is that you have to cook them. I put them in the microwave after I covered them in oil, but this one I just kind of tested it out without oil on it, and it's really cracked and weird. But this one I put a little bit of olive oil on it, and it looks it's like the original color. And I overcooked these ones a little bit. Where's the other? Oh, okay. I overcooked these ones a little bit, but that's alright. I actually didn't know if it would work in the microwave, but it actually ended up working. It didn't use the oven, but what you do is you put them on a plate, put a little bit of oil on them, and then you, depending on how thick or big your thing is, like this took like 15 seconds to cook this, 15 to 20 seconds. And then these two, I actually cooked these for, I cooked these for 30 seconds, and it was way too long. So just be aware of that when you're cooking this, and yeah, that's all that I have to say. I don't know if it would work if you were to put them in the oven, but yeah.